All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 And I also vote aye. Any abstentions or nays?
Mr. Chair, Jane Moon, for the record, I will need to abstain as I was not present at that meeting.
Okay. All right. Now we'll move on to item number 4, which is our biggie, the meat of the meeting, discussion and possible action regarding the Nevada Air Service Development Commission strategic plan for 2025 through 2030. And this is a final draft that was distributed out by Nathan to the members of the commission. And I'd just like to start off by thanking Nathan and Finn for the work that you did on this. The draft, I felt like, was a final copy. I went through it, and you guys did a fabulous job of capturing everything. So kudos on that. I had only one correction that was minor, and it was changing growth to grow, or vice versa. But that was the only thing I could find in there. So hats off, fellas. I don't know preliminarily if either Nathan Strong or Finn have any comments to the commission.
Just a presentation for your to continue discussion and possible action.
Nothing on my end. Nothing particular.
All right, so I'm just going to open it up to the board then for discussion as we consider this. I mean, we could talk about it in its whole content or section by section.
I do have a slide presentation for a summary if you want me to present that.
Oh, great. Yes. Please
Possibly.
do,
Okay, yeah, just a very high level. If you're ready, I'll share.
please.
Make sure I share the right one. There you go. Zoom, everyone can see. And we're at the right place, right commission, right date. And just, presenting a summary of your strategic plan for the Nevada Air Service Development Commission 2025 through 2030. Just briefly, what is the strategy? We talked about this at the workshop. This is how you're going to get there, not necessarily the who, what, where. That's part of your annual plan or action plan. But we decided, well, you know where you're going, so we decided how we're getting there. The good elements of good strategy, we recognize this it's part of our SWOT analysis. You did recognize the existing barriers, resources. You came up with an overall vision and mission and strategic goals. And then, got into some other details. And then just give you a broad overview. This is all the activity basically that occurred to develop this 5-year strategic plan. We had the virtual organizational strategic plan working shop with your strategic planning committee, I believe. It was in that we developed, or you developed, and then modified too as well, since some of you brought things to the workshop already well thought through. So we developed and modified the critical elements, which were core values, mission statement, the vision statement, and 4 strategic goals in the end. This resulted in the report that the chair referred to. You said technical report 2024-25-10, a strategic plan for the Nevada Air Service Development Commission for 2025 through 2030. And the next steps after if you take action, will be obviously implementation, and then year by year annual evaluation and update every January, either before the session or in between them. As I said, you did your SWOT analysis. Just briefly, you can see the strength is you have support, and so much of that support of the industry, support of the operators, the users, but support from stakeholders that you represent yourselves. There's a strength in the makeup of the commission itself. Obviously, the weaknesses, you need to fill the Nevada Air Service Development Fund. That's lacking funding and lacking revenue. Tax shows up because we're a tax-friendly state, which is a double-edged sword at times. But you need funding to be relevant. Opportunities, that was the one where the group actually identified the most. And well, there's just plenty, all kinds of opportunity, obviously, ranging from great initiatives as far as infrastructure all the way through workforce development possibilities. I mean, even you touched on, as far as weather forecasting, meteorology, or something like that, to where you can support through some creative partnerships. Threats, of course, were obviously the funding, lost carriers, competition for planes. I know, the obviously the inventory and the industries at an interesting point right now. And then infrastructure, the need not only to build new stuff, but the infrastructure that exists is aging, and that has to be addressed. That you were very poignant about. And that's why when we come to our priority issues that you decided on, 7 issues, you can see infrastructure is number 6. As we mentioned, funding is number 1. The comment was made without funding, the commission is not relevant. So once you can apply it to the other priority issues, growing the industry, which will lead to economic development. Community issue number 4 is community and stakeholder engagement. That was also to get buy-in outside of the industry. Nevada is because communities scattered across its vast geography, and some of it was, down at the town hall level, make people, make residents understand how they could benefit from the commission's activities. And likewise, the stakeholders. As I said, you represent so many as far as the diverse makeup that the commissioners are, you as commissioners are, and beyond that, there are other possibilities. Issue number 5, as I mentioned, workforce development, everything from supporting the air service to supporting it in the periphery. And then, of course, infrastructure, as I mentioned, the need for new, but desperately to address aging infrastructure. And finally, issue number 7 was the legislative prioritized support, which went even beyond issue number 1 as far as funding. You would like to see appropriation, but also it is to find, your political champions, to keep them informed, to find a kind ear that maybe doesn't know much about this, but you can inform them and make them an informed champion is good to lobby for the commission. And then as well, because you are bringing expertise, that was part of your strength, the makeup of the commission itself to inform policy decisions. So core values, I'm not going to read the fine print for you, just the big bold stuff at top. You did land on 6 excellent core values: collaboration and partnership, economic and community impact, innovation and sustainability, accountability and transparency, excellence in service, and of course, accessibility. Your mission statement, I think this was brought by Ken, and it was mostly agreed upon. It's to enhance Nevada's connectivity, economic vitality, and global competitiveness by fostering sustainable air service development, supporting community and industry needs, and driving innovation in aviation across the state. You know what you're doing, and this is where you want to be in 5 years. Over the next 5 years, the Nevada Air Service Development Commission will have secured sustainable funding sources, plural, for the Nevada Air Service Development Fund, and demonstrated success through expanded Nevada Air Service, leveraging grant-funded initiatives. You've got really laser focused on that, and statutorily, that is very sound for a vision. And finally, as far as the critical components, you were very succinct for this legislative session, which we're still in the middle of, but with your 4 goals. The first was to fill the fund and to begin with the legislative appropriation. Second was to by the end of the year, if the Nevada Air Service Development Fund if there's a balance in it, you need to decide some criteria for awarding grants from it. So by the end of this year, by 2026, you as a commission will have decided what that criteria will be. And number 3, statutorily, you're required to report to the legislature. So that is to establish the criteria and cadence for that reporting over the next 5 years. That goal will probably change based on that information. And then finally, goal number 4 won't change for the next 5 years because it's just to support your mother institution, if you will, GoEd, in making sure that the commission is a vital part of it, and likewise you are enabling it to be supported by GoEd. And so after implementation, in each January we'll revisit it and see if this 5-year strategic plan still gives overall direction, still fits the resources and opportunities, still minimizes resistance and barriers, still reaches those affected, and then still advances your mission. And that was my brief presentation, because most of you have read it, so that should be all familiar.
Yeah, great recap on there, Nathan. Any board comments or questions for Mr. Strong?
Kill that.
Talkative group this afternoon.
Well, they're here for one
Must-
thing, I guess.
Must have been a heavy lunch. Yeah, again, great job on that. Ken, do you have any questions or comments? Might be muted.
I knew he just left and
unmuted.
rejoined.
Okay.
I'm back on. Sorry about that.
Okay.
No, I think they did a great job summarizing our discussion on the planning session. A lot riding on the legislature. So well, otherwise, a lot of this is going to be moot. So good job, gentlemen.
Yep, it's your mission.
All right. Yeah. I guess the only thing I could see that changes on our organizational goals would be on page 3 of 23. Goal number 1 states an appropriation of $10 million. And Ken, where is that number at with the edit that was done to that bill?
Well, that number still exists, Reese. It's still at 10 million. I think that's going to be tough to get. I think the next domino in this whole discussion is the May 1st economic. I forget the exact term for it. Maybe one of you can help me out. On May 1st, the legislature goes back and kind of sees where the finances are, and then where they're going to be able to prioritize their funding. So AB 100 was the bill that was sponsored by Assemblyman Gurr, and we had AB 293, which didn't get scheduled for a hearing, so we ended up having AB 100 amended to reflect essentially what's in AB 293. And AB 100 included the funding goals for the Nevada Fund for Aviation for the local grant match. And then that was for $1 million and then a $10 million appropriation request for Air Service Development Commission over the next biennium. So I think a lot of that bill has been since referred to the Ways and Means Committee, and since it has a fiscal note, it's been considered exempt as far as the timeline is concerned. So it will get a hearing here in probably the next week or two.
All right, thank you. Some of that probably crosses over into a discussion of where things are at legislatively. So, does anyone else have any concerns or suggestions for this report that we're looking at here on the strategy?
I do not.
No.
Okay. Well, I think we're ready
Matt,
for a motion
Mr.
now.
Chair, this is Jane. I do have a quick question.
Sure.
Did you mention that this is our final edit?
Let's see. No, I did not, but I think
Okay, I just wanted to
The-
make
the-
sure
the
because we
motion-
don't have an official date on it.
Okay, I think the motion could be to approve and finalize it.
Okay, thank you.
Would you like
And
to make
Chair
that
Keener-
motion? Go ahead, Ken.
My only question was
Yeah.
that it does not have a date as received by the commission on page 1.
Oh, right. Just where it says March 2025.
Yes.
And I will, if you approve it, I'll edit it for today, and then you'll receive that as the final.
Okay,
Absolutely.
all right. Is
Chair
there a motion?
Chair Kier, this is Ken Moen. I make a motion to approve the draft of the 5-year strategic plan for the Air Service Development Commission as presented.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a second from Christopher. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 And I also vote aye for approval. Great, again, a great job, fellas, on putting that together. And we've got a great document that we can refer to in our go forward plan. So I think that's a big step for the commission. And now all we need is some money, and we'll be in really good shape. Is that something that Nathan and Finn can help us out with too?
Any way you want, any way you can think of. We'll write letters or stage
Wouldn't be my
rallies.
first
I'd be-
time knocking on.
All right. Thanks, fellas. All right, public comment, and I think we could use this time too. We had a little bit of an update legislatively from Ken. Is there anything else out there that would be of interest to the commission?
I'd love to get a copy of this strategic plan in the hands of the Ways and Means Committee.
I will send it directly to Nate, and then he can get it out to wherever you need to get it to.
Super.
And then, Mr. Chair, this is Nathan from GOED. Just let everybody know I did post a comment in the meeting chat. I was trying to upload the AB 100 rewrite, but I'll send a separate email to all the commission members so you have that on hand as well.
Great, thank you. And if we could get it looked familiar, but I don't know that I had seen it. I should say it looks semi-familiar. The summary that Nathan Strong presented, I think that'd be helpful, at least for my records, to have that. If that's something that,
I'll ship a PDF of it to Nate as well with the final report. Nate at GOED there. Absolutely.
that'd be awesome. Thank you.
He'll get the final materials.
Okay. All right. Anything further? All right. Well, I'll go ahead and close off public comment. Everyone enjoy the remainder of the afternoon. I don't, I guess the next time that we meet, it will be following, any kind of legislative activity that the commission needs to know about. Nate, probably sometime in June or July.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'm thinking June, July. Once we get some finality of what the outcome is, I'll get in contact with you and we'll start putting together future agendas and getting us back in to have a meeting.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon and weekend as well. And hope you have a great camping trip, Nathan.
Thank you.
Thank
Stay
you,
safe.
everybody.
Let's see ya. Thanks, everyone.
Best of luck.
Take care.
Bye.